Have you ever wondered how an AI really learns? I mean, what if I told you that there's a new kind of AI out there that can learn from something just once? Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely incredible world of one-shot learning. It's a technology that is bringing machines, well, closer than ever to thinking just like you and me.
All right, let me ask you something. Just think about it for a second. The first time you saw, I don't know, a pineapple, or a specific kind of car like a vintage Beetle, chances are you only had to see it one time to lock it in your memory forever. But for a computer, that's a whole different story.
You see, this ability to learn in a flash, it's a fundamentally human skill. It's something we take for granted. But for machines, this has been a massive, massive challenge. And that really brings us to the stark difference between how we learn and how they do.
I mean, the difference in scale here is just staggering. We humans, we can learn from a single example. But a classic AI, it needs to be fed thousands, sometimes literally millions of pictures of a cat just to be able to reliably say, yep, that's a cat. This massive data requirement, it's been a huge hurdle in the field.
And this crazy dependency on these giant datasets gets us right to the core of the issue, what the entire industry calls AI's data problem. So this hunger for data, it's not just some minor inconvenience, it's a major bottleneck. Think about it for a second. How are you supposed to train an AI to identify a really rare disease if there are only a few medical images that even exist? Or how do you train a robot to handle an object it's never seen before? In these kinds of real-world scenarios, you just don't have a million examples to work with.
And that leads to the fundamental question that some of the most brilliant researchers have been trying to answer. How do we get away from this brute force method of just throwing data at the problem and move towards something, well, something more elegant, more human?
And the answer, my friends, is one-shot learning. It is exactly what it sounds like, a technique designed to allow an AI to learn about something totally new from just a single, solitary example. It's a total game changer. But how on earth does it work? Well, the secret isn't actually about teaching the AI a new concept from scratch. It's a really clever shift in thinking. Okay, here's the core idea. The AI isn't trying to learn what a new thing is. Instead, it's learning how to compare. It's asking a much, much simpler question. Is this new thing more similar to something I already know, or is it more like something else? You know, it's a lot like how we learn. When you see a new type of fruit, you might think, well, okay, it's round like an apple, but it's yellow like a lemon.
So how does this comparison actually work in practice? Well, imagine you show the AI a picture of an unknown animal. Instead of trying to identify it, the AI just compares it to a perfect prototype of a dog that it already has stored away. Then it does the exact same thing with a prototype of a cat. Finally, it just decides which one it's more similar to. It's all a process of elimination and comparison, not trying to identify something from scratch.
Now, engineers have come up with a few really clever ways to do this. For instance, Siamese networks. They work kind of like a bouncer at a club, comparing two images to see if they belong together. Matching networks create that perfect prototype of a known object and then just measure how similar a new object is to it. And then there's meta-learning, which is just fascinating, where the AI is actually trained on the skill of learning itself, so it gets really good at adapting to new things extremely quickly.
Okay, so this all might sound a little bit abstract, but you are almost certainly using this technology every single day, maybe without even realizing it. Think about Face ID on your phone, right? It didn't train on a million pictures of you. It learns your face from just a few angles, and now it simply compares anyone trying to unlock it to that initial model. And beyond our phones, this exact technology is helping doctors spot rare diseases from just a handful of scans. And it's allowing robots to pick up and interact with tools they've only seen once before. The applications are already here, and they are incredibly powerful. But one-shot learning isn't some isolated idea. It's actually part of a much broader shift in AI towards something called data efficiency.
You see, one-shot learning is part of a bigger family of techniques. There's also few-shot learning, which uses a small handful of examples. But the real holy grail? That's zero-shot learning, where an AI can identify something it has never seen before based only on a description. I mean, imagine telling an AI, a zebra is basically a horse with stripes, and it can then go find one in a photo without ever having seen a zebra before. That is the kind of power we're unlocking here.
So the ultimate goal here is to build an AI that learns with the same incredible efficiency as the human mind. An AI that doesn't need a million examples, but one that can see, understand, and adapt, well, instantly.
And this, right here, is why this all matters so much. One-shot learning isn't just a cool party trick for AI. It's a foundational technology that's going to let us apply AI to solve some of the world's most challenging problems. The ones where we just don't have mountains and mountains of data.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. From personalized medicine to disaster response, what could we achieve if our most powerful tools could learn, adapt, and solve problems from just a single clue? The possibilities are absolutely staggering.